What's up, kid folk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. Today, we're going to get into, well, in fact, I don't think you know about Baker Mayfield, the Browns, and John Dorsey. Also, Mike talk about how somebody's wrong, but, you know, what else is new? Also, props to Tom Herman, of all people, especially when talking about Kirby Smart. It might be Kirby Smart saying that. And a 2019 signee at Oklahoma who credits Mike Stoops with him staying committed and signing his national letter of intent. But first, Austin Kendall made waves earlier this week, talking about, it was time for me to do something right for myself. He had the unfortunate, one of those words, just back up Baker Mayfield, back up Kyler Murray, and then have Jalen Hurts brought in to ostensibly compete with him, but I wouldn't be wanting to compete with that dude. I would want to go and do what he did, which is go to Morgantown. He already knew Neil Brown. It was already set up to let him tell it. Neil Brown recruited Austin Kendall to Morgantown before he even had his staff finished. So Neil Brown knew what kind of a quarterback Austin Kendall was. But I'm not sure that Austin Kendall did what was right for him because, well, Marcus Simmons announced that he's going to transfer. Now, for those of you that don't follow the college football as closely as I follow the college football, you should know Marcus Simmons averaged 16.7 yards per catch. He averaged 24.2 yards per kick return. He had 87 catches for 1,450 plus yards. He could absolutely play. And he was the only dude catching passes who could absolutely play. Means West Virginia, right now, as soon as Marcus Simmons decided to leave, has 4 receivers on campus who have caught a pass last season. 2 redshirted, and one of those dudes is a 5'5" walk-on. That's me out there catching passes, like legitimately. Then you got TJ Simmons, and he got 28 catches for 341 yards over his career, but that's your number one right now. That dude. Kevin Busch, he's a converted running back. You just ain't got many options out there for Austin Kendall to throw the ball to, and you know what? It's really hard to be a great quarterback if you ain't got pass catchers. David Sills, gone. Jerry Jennings, gone. Trevor West, gone. Wesco, excuse me. And you just not in a good space. And I'm bringing this all to your attention because today, on Cinco de Mayo, DJ Uiagalelei, I messed that up. DJ, I'm sorry. His parents been trying to get me to say it correctly, and I just can't do it. I can spell it for you, though. He's 6'4", 240. That's how you spell it. 6'4", 240 pounds. 2020, top quarterback in this class. He's going to decide between Clemson and Oregon today, which means Oklahoma is not on the list. Now, I'm bringing that to your attention because Oklahoma has back-to-back Heisman winners, back-to-back number 1 overall draft picks at his position. And yet, Oklahoma ain't on the list as the top 2 dudes. He got a JUCO on there. Now, he got family at the JUCO, so I think it's more of like advertising for the JUCO for him to keep saying their name because I don't really think he's going to go to any JUCO. Especially 6'4", 240. But it's interesting in that if he goes to Clemson, quarterback coach is Brandon Streeter. And for those of you, again, who don't follow the college football as closely as I follow the college football, Brandon Streeter has been the quarterback coach for Deshaun Watson, Kelly Bryant, and now Trevor Lawrence. So basically, he's choosing whether or not he wants to start in 2020 or 2021 because Justin Herbert at Oregon is going to be gone. He's going to go into the draft. Probably going to be a first-round draft pick. And Tyler Shaw ain't that dude at Oregon, excuse me. Then in Clemson, it's like, Trevor Lawrence teach you the offense, and then you'll take it over. That's the idea, at least. Now, the comp is not Marcus Mariota at Oregon. The comp is Jeremiah Masoli. Because dude can pick him up, put him down, he can run. That's a throwback to my buddy Ron. He loved him some Jeremiah Masoli. But the last time the Ducks were this close to landing an elite-level quarterback, they didn't just botch it, they cratered it. Because they could have had Tua Tagovailoa, and they just didn't recruit him. Like, they just thought that he should have ended up there. And Tua went to Alabama because they recruited him. And kids want to be recruited. And it seems like Mario Cristobal has learned from that and said, we're going to recruit dudes. That's how he ended up with Kayvon Thibodeau last year, who was the top-rated number 1 overall recruit in the country, defensive end, defensive lineman. This year, Brian Breeze already has committed to Clemson. So that means that Dabo Swinney got the number 1 recruit in the country. And Mario Cristobal last year got the number 1 recruit in the country. And both these dudes are in the running for the number 1 quarterback in the country. I'm bringing that all to your attention to say that, one, We talk about Lincoln Riley being able to recruit, but where's the top-rated defensive lineman? Because that's what we're talking about in Oklahoma. Can we get the defense going? And Mario versus Dabo head up, that's what I want. That's awesome. Because those dudes are just remaking the recruiting landscape outside of Georgia and Alabama. Because, I mean, again, if you're going to recruit quarterback, cool. Lincoln Riley can recruit quarterbacks, we think, right? Spencer Rattler, going to be here next month. Kyler Murray, Baker Mayfield. But if you want to win national championships, you want to compete that way, you got to get defensive line talent. And Oregon, looking like they want to make a run at the Pac-12 title. And making a run at Pac-12 title, make a run at college football playoff. Clemson, they own it now. It's theirs. It's no longer Alabama's. This is Clemson's world, and we're living in it. So as good as Lincoln is, he ain't recruiting on the level of Dabo and Mario. Defensive recruiting the last 2 years has been above average. Your 5-star on defense is who? Brendan Radley Hiles. All the dudes that y'all keep wanting to say, y'all messed up the evaluation. Why is a 5'8" corner a 5-star? Well, it's because he actually can cover, and I'm going to get into that a little bit better. But if you're going to look at all of this and tell me that Lincoln Riley is the best recruiter in college football, I'm going to hurt your feelings and tell you, look at Oregon and look at Clemson, look at Alabama, look at Georgia. Because we all know that Lincoln Riley is the best offensive play caller in football, not college football, football. And we know he's an outstanding recruiter, but he is not the best of the best, sir, with honors. That ain't him. So, Corey, am I wrong in any of this?
No, you're not wrong, man. For him being at OU, Lincoln Riley, you would think he can pull in like some better talent at quarterback. Not saying like you had 2 Heisman winners, but both of those guys transferred in.
Right.
So your name should be in this conversation. Like OU's hat should be in there.
And then
with everything he's done.
Right. And then throw into that, you don't have a 2020 quarterback committed to the class. The guy you wanted, Bryce Young, committed to USC. Stayed with USC even as the dumpster fire happened in January when you lost Cliff Kingsbury, right? And you lost Brew McCoy to Texas. So you lost potentially your best target and the guy for which you wanted to play for. So you bring in Graham Harrell, cool, which is the next best option if you want to go to Air Raid. It's clear they want to go to Air Raid. But the chances of Clay Helton being the head coach by the time Bryce Young ends up graduating or going in the league, none. Zero.
None.
He will be gone. Graham Harrell will have that job. That's about it. That's what Lynn Swan did. So all these things to keep in to mind as we continue to go through 2019, 2020 recruiting. Give your boy props, but be careful. And remember that the rest of college football is catching up, but there's just a few teams that are still ahead. Ahead on the show, we're going to talk about Kirby Smart, Tom Herman, and how I don't think that Texas is that good, but Tom Herman just might be good enough to beat Kirby Smart every time he sees him.